Hey there, welcome back. How to overcome shyness. I want to say a couple words because this is something I've done in my own life. I've overcome my own shyness. I used to be, I couldn't really talk to a stranger. I couldn't approach someone. I remember if I'd go to a situation that was like new, like a new group or something, or like I wanted to check out some group or play some sport or something like that, I would be like terrified just to even walk into the room. Standing up in front of a room to like public speaking, terrifying. Meeting girls, terrifying. Any kind of new situation with people I don't know, just paralyzed, constricted, can't talk, didn't know what to do. And probably most people don't even know that now, and sometimes I forget it myself. Because they just look at me and I just look like, I don't know, sometimes maybe I look shy, but, whatever, I just get over it and talk to people. So, here you go. Here's my number one tip on overcoming shyness. This seems absurdly simple and almost stupidly simple, but I swear this is probably the most important thing, is to just go talk to people. Be social and just do it. And that's my one piece of advice right there. I could probably just stop the video and be like, I'm done. No more to say on that topic, but I like to talk, so I'll say a little bit more. Really, if you think about it, what is it that you're doing here? It's your body is moving into a social situation, and then your voice is like talking and saying certain things. And as long as the body is doing what the body needs to do and the voice is doing what the voice needs to do, you are being social. And so what's the problem then? The problem is all of this junk going on in the mind and the emotions, and which has a bodily effect, sure. I mean, if I'm terrified, then I start getting adrenaline and my heart's pumping and I'm breathing tight and it's very uncomfortable. And often that makes it very hard to think too, so I can't think straight and don't know what to say. So there is definitely the mental part, and of course that's probably the hardest part to overcome. So when people talk about like I want to overcome shyness, it's really more about how do I overcome this intense reactions in my mind, emotional and mental reactions that are sort of paralyzing and unpleasant and painful, and because the overcoming shyness part itself is actually pretty easy. You just go and you talk to people. That's it. That's all you do. That's all you do. Even the dog sitting on the couch over here, he knows how to just move his body, make sounds, bark, move around. That's all it is. So it's about learning how to shut that brain off in those times when it's important. Turn it off and just do the bodily thing. But what's amazing is you can kind of build a habit there, so that here's some things you can do. When you're in a social situation and you don't know what to do the most social thing right away. Like, so for example, if I don't know, have I met this person before or not, or what's going on, just go walk over, talk to them, introduce yourself. There you go. If you don't know, like, should I do a handshake or a hug, or do a hug? Just like go for it. Like whatever it is, just go for it. Be bold, be confident, just go for it. And what's the worst that could happen? I mean, this is the funny thing, is like our brains are like wired to have this like panic, well, I'm gonna die and this is horrible, and I mean it's painful. Public speaking is the number one fear. It's just like, feels like I'm gonna die. But seriously though, what? Seriously, and that's the hard part, is like getting back down to reality, back down to earth, where it's just this body here, just a human being sitting here talking to a camera. It's not a big deal. Or I'm talking to a camera, you're talking to someone else. Coming back down to earth. Seriously, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, I guess if you're just really a horrible socializer, maybe you get arrested or beaten up or some weird thing happens. But I think that's pretty rare. I don't think I've ever really seen that. Maybe I've heard some stories. Pretty rare. So what's the worst that can happen? It's going to be awkward. It's awkward, uncomfortable, unpleasant, weird, strange. Maybe kind of like in certain circumstances, maybe you know burn some bridges or something like that. That would be kind of unpleasant. But generally, the body that walks into the situation is also going to walk out of the situation in one piece. It will be fine. And I know none of this helps. Probably, I mean, even though it's true, all you have to do is just go talk to people. It probably still doesn't help because your mind is chattering away, and it's like, oh, but this and that, and this excuse and that excuse, or I just don't feel like I can do it, or I can do it. And so that's why it's important to understand your mind and pay attention, come to learn how your mind works so that you can recognize these things and find a way to come out of these mental patterns and these emotional patterns. And you can do it two ways. You can not care. You can just be like, I'm afraid, I'm terrified, and whatever, I'm just going to go anyways. Or you can, if you kind of like do the inner work, the mental work, you can rewire it or change your thoughts in a way so that you don't actually feel these stressed out reactions anyways. That's quite pleasant if you can do that. It takes some work. That takes some like real capacity to go into your own mind and fiddle around in there. That could be difficult. Meditation, of course, is what I love to do, and I think that's worked wonders for me. But even before I was doing meditation, I was just doing the whole fake it till you make it, and so I went in different the two steps. I went differently than maybe the most pleasant way. First, I just did it, and it was painful, and then later on, I learned to suffer less in the process, and that's nice also. There you go. How to overcome shyness. Talk to people. That's my rambling advice for the night. I hope you find it useful and go out there and put it in practice. All right.